like that. You're not dropping the knee. I can't stress that enough. Every time I show wakeboarders, they're like trying to do a tuck knee.
Yeah, I'll add some steez to it.
Yeah.
But
no, you're not.
You're keeping it, okay.
Yeah, like this.
And this is it.
This is it. Okay? So you're igniting your core. It's called the core stance.
I approve waterboarding. They're talking about wakeboarding. The thing about wakeboarding, every trick is an invert.
Backside.
Air railings.
A new dimension.
We are back. Another episode of the Grab Matters podcast. Today we welcome on a very special guest, Mikayo Mundy. How's it going? Not KO.
Very good, very good. Thank you for having me all the way from Australia. Come a long way. I've hopped on my kangaroo to get here.
Yeah? Is that an aquatic kangaroo, or is it just got a really big jump?
It's got a huge jump.
Okay.
They can kind of do a run-up because I live in the Sunshine Coast, and to get like over to Indonesia, like they jump from the different countries. And so like, yeah, you kind of jump from Blah Blah Wake Park to Wake House Mackay to Cairns, and then you jump into...
Like frogs on a lily pad kind of situation.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you're here.
I'm here.
And what are you here for? Why are you in Florida? I guess we're in Orlando now, but you've been in Miami area for a bit.
For the WWA 2025 Wake Park World Championships.
Yes.
And I've been on a bit of a journey to get here.
Yeah, okay, so I guess before we even get to Worlds, let's like kind of touch on the journey, because you've been, I feel like, almost everywhere except for Germany. But like I feel like we were talking about earlier, but like I feel like you've been to a lot of places and you've been flying around a lot. So like kind of touch on this past summer and the travels a little bit.
Right. So about 8 weeks ago or 9 weeks ago, I had this kind of turning point in my life where I was going to give wakeboarding a crack again, in the sense of to try and reach a standard that I set to myself when I was a kid. It's not that I left wakeboarding. It's like, we'll get into that. It's very much part of my family and my upbringing. There was never a part where I have any memory of life without wakeboarding. So it's not that I wasn't a part of it. It's more that I had this really, really high standard when I was a kid. And for many years, I was battling injuries and just a mentality to reach that state again. It's like kind of once you're at your peak, it's like if you're not back there, it's kind of depressing. So I felt strong enough to give it all a crack again. And here I am. So I started just riding around the local. We started in familiar shoes, literally with a shoulder brace, because I didn't really know, like, because all I knew is that I wanted to give things a red hot crack, and I didn't know how that was going to work out.
Yeah.
And it kind of put me on this really awesome trajectory. So I started at Blah Blah and then went to a local contest in Cairns. And when I was in, like, and I did some silly things. Like for some reason I thought like riding a 130 centimeter wakeboard was a good idea in the contest.
Why did you think that?
Because
You're a big swing weight guy. Is that what it is?
what's swing weight?
It's the tips and tails of the board are heavy. So the less of them you have, you can spin faster.
Okay, we're going to touch on that actually, because I have a funny story about that.
Okay. All right. So you're on a 130. Like, what was what's going on?
Yeah.
First contest back.
Yeah, and I like did terrible. Probably got last out of everybody in the whole contest. Like literally barely made a lap, and it was a lot of fun. Like it was so good to touch base with everyone. And then from there, for some weird reason, I just decided to book a flight to come to Plastic Playgrounds, and like that was in like 5 days.
Okay.
Like, just randomly, to the point where I didn't even think I was going to ride in the contest. I was like, man, it had been 7 years since I'd done the last plastics. And
As a junior, right?
yeah, that's right. And I didn't even know if I was going to enter in the contest. And then I called up Stu Marston, and he's like, Mikayo, I got you, don't worry. So he wrote on the ride list like 5 question marks. And like I didn't tell anyone that I was coming. And then everyone was kind of scratching their heads. I heard everyone at Liquid Leisure was scratching their heads like, who is it? It had a USA flag next to it. I don't know what Stu was thinking, but like, and Stu just told everyone, he's like, a really, really good rider is coming. And it was like, had the US flag. And then like everyone was like, yeah, Graham, it must be Graham. Graham's going to plastics. Yeah, dude. And so I think everyone was really upset when I showed up.
Oh man.
But yeah, so, and I literally just booked a one-way ticket to Europe. Yeah, and I was like, I'll just see where this takes me. And it was so good to catch up with friends. Like, the biggest thing I learned about the travels was friendship. Like, because I hadn't caught up with, if you're not really on the wakeboard scene and you live, you know, far away from everyone in Australia, it's hard to stay in touch. So it was great that I could pick up things right where I left off. And I just kind of tagged along with my friends. So I saw what my friends were doing, and I was like, hey, like, if I could hang out and like and do what you guys are doing, that'd be awesome. So from there, I went to Italy to ride this competition called Wakefest. So much fun.
Yeah?
Super, super cool contest. Like, it is just a festival where everyone comes and camps for a few days and just has a good time on the 2.0. And I had this idea to do like a air trick show and tied a super short rope.
Yeah.
And I only had like 2 laps of practice to do the short rope. And I was so nervous because I hadn't done this in like over a year to do like all these short rope tricks. And then the contest came around, and then all of a sudden, like, people were coming just to watch me do the short rope show in Italy. Like, and that was sick. And like, I had like my own like cheer squad that had this floating pontoon. They were like waiting the whole day just for me to do air tricks. And then I just start busting out like all of my best air tricks, like one after the other. And I'm like so scared on the inside. I was like, thought I was going to die. Anyway, that was so much fun because that like really reignited like the love in the sport, because it was just like people coming to hang
Great
out.
vibes.
Great vibes.
Yeah.
Great food. I love cooking. So I got to try some of the Italian cuisine, obviously, highlight. And then from there, I went from Italy and I went to China and I started training Kung Fu on my way. Sorry, I went to Lithuania. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't skip
Backtrack.
Lithi.
We
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
skip Lithi because
Yeah.
it's the best cable park in the freaking world.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, I stayed in Lithuania with the Spicy Boys for like 10 days. And that was awesome to ride a park like with the boys and with such high caliber of features. And like there was no pressure there, like, and which I loved. So I went from this like festival to then ride the best wake park in the world and just like have a good time with my friends. And just like, that was like, you know, kind of deep rooted in why I wakeboard. And of course I got to hang out with Luke Carrick, which is like, we grew up riding together.
Yeah.
And so to kind of come back together all these years later and ride just for the fun of riding and like to make silly videos and things like this, that really meant a lot to me. And from there I went to China, and I was really just ticking off things on my bucket list here, as you can see. I was like, why not? My mum said, are you geographically challenged? Because I went from Lithuania to China and then to America. Like, I got hit with jet lag 3 times.
Yep.
So I went to China to train Kung Fu. I'm a huge advocate of Kung Fu and all these holistic kind of other things that people don't see in the background. And I also got to ride Lotus Wake Park, which is like a wake park in Taiwan, where I'm known as Justin Bieber.
What?
Did you know this?
No.
I've been there twice before, and one time there was just some situation where the cable owner was like linked up with the local news, and they were doing local news stories around. It was the Asia Oceania IWWA competition. And for some reason, they thought it would be funny to get the white kid over there and compare him to Justin Bieber. So they like genuinely put me on like national TV and put my face and Justin Bieber's face.
I gotta find this. I'll find this somewhere.
On,
I'll put it in.
on split screen. And then they asked me to like shake my hair and like, yeah. So yeah, it was good to relive those memories.
Yeah, return to glory there, kind of.
Yeah. And then from there, and again, like that's a really community. Like I love that place because the community is so strong. Like everyone's just there hanging out and like really, really fun people. So I got to do all of these. Like I wasn't really thinking of the core experience that I had as a kid, as in like trying to be the best rider, more trying to be the best version of myself, and that's like through hanging out with the people that I love, and like because I love the wake community.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't have the same feeling.
Yeah.
So from there, I went to America, and here I am now, competing in the World Championships. So yeah, I kind of was on this trajectory from like touching the water again, seeing how I was going to go, to like really confident in myself and really confident in everyone around me, and like really enjoying the love, like really connecting with my childhood self, and really connecting with why I do the sport and why I love it. And now I'm like really fired up, and to the point where I love wakeboarding so much, and I love and I'm so thrilled that I can share this with people, and so thrilled that I have a positive impact in like helping like the next up and coming people fucking froth the sport as much as I do.
Okay, so this all started from, I was watching your YouTube. It was the video at Blah Blah that you posted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was your first day back.
Yeah.
Okay, and the shoulder brace, everything, that was like all the first days riding.
Yeah. But like when I made that, I wasn't actually really sure what I was making there, because like I said, it was really the first day back of me like locking in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So my mental state of wakeboarding, like I didn't really have a clear vision, and I'm going to get into this. I didn't really like have a clear vision of what I wanted to pursue, because I thought I could only do the sport if I pushed myself as hard as I did when I was a kid, which is like insane what I did when I was a kid.
Oh,
And
yeah. And we'll get into you. I saw you a little grommet up in Michigan pushing himself hard.
So, yeah, stay hard, everybody. Stay hard. So I guess making that film was a practice in filmmaking. And also it was like, at the time, I knew there was something there. Like I knew something was about to unfold for me, in the sense that I was kind of exploring unknown territory, something that I'd left behind, and now I'm picking back up. And what I found was really cool. So we're going to get into that.
Okay, so it's like redefining basically your involvement in wakeboarding, though, because your initial involvement, and
That's
I think
correct.
like we can talk about, actually before we do all that, like growing up in Oz, let's talk about Worlds though, because I feel like we kind of touched on that, and it's fresh now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Worlds, and I kind of want to have like an unbiased picture of what Worlds, WWA Wake Park Worlds was down at Shark this past week.
Okay, so it was. I'm really glad I could be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no question that wakeboarding is in a bit of a bad place.
It's in a funky spot.
It's in a funky spot. Thank you. Yeah. And so, like, when I was a grommet and I'd go to a competition of this level, like, everyone would be hanging out for the week up until the contest, sharing meals together and riding together. And it's like everyone would actually kind of forget that there was a contest. It's like everyone was just stoked to be in a foreign country, or even if it's at home, like stoked to be together, sharing the froth and just like hanging out. And at some point, probably because of social media, like that kind of got lost in the mix a bit. And obviously it's very hard with how I know it's not easy to get to these contests, but maybe if there were, I don't know, if it was a more fun thing to be a part of, more people would want to be a part of, because the vibe was a bit low at this Worlds. And I'm literally not talking about the level of riding at all. Like that's not what I'm talking about. It's more like just bringing everyone together and like having a good time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay, so how many people were in, let's just take pro men, traditional and form features or whatever they call it now. Like, how many people, pro men, were entered?
Yeah, so I think there were 8.
Okay. To me, that's wild. That like absolutely blows my mind that we have something called the World Championships and there's 8 people in it. 8 pro men decided that it was a good idea to go to this thing. Half of which are from America.
Yeah, so how many internationals do we have? Me, Liam, Lockie.
Is that it?
Please, if I'm forgetting you, I'm so sorry.
I think the point remains that even if it was 4, maybe even 5, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That so clearly there's not a draw. Like there isn't an interest in the international riders to come to this, whether it's purse or the community building kind of thing where everybody's hanging out, riding at sick parks together for the week. Like, I mean, I'm not here to solve the problem, but I'm just curious on like your opinions on it and thoughts, like, because you've been to so many contests before.
Well, there's probably like so much of an incentive nowadays not to do a contest. Like you can just stay at home and film your own social media clips and get more praise than if you were to go to a contest.
Yeah.
And I guess it comes back to now all the praise is online. Like before it was literally like your mates like cheering you on. Or if, you know, if you did something really cool, like that was the praise. And that's like why you would go, like to kind of muck around and then like try something you've never tried before and maybe it'll work out, maybe not. But nowadays it's like you don't have to leave, so why would you? It's a bit of a risk. Like you're going across the other side of the world paying all this money just to
have a shot at a purse,
and maybe like meet some people, but I don't know,
meet some people. There's not that many people there to meet like anymore. You know, it's not like it was what it used to be. So like, I guess, I don't know, we can move on from this like in a second, but I guess from the social aspect, I think that's a good point you bring up. Do you think if there was like a huge push on the social side of things where if all the riders showed up, they felt like they were getting a lot of attention online from it, it would help kind of move the needle a little bit to get more riders to come, or no?
Absolutely would.
Yeah.
If there were, like, exactly. So if there was some kind of incentive to do some kind of community event where it was like some kind of content creation, and that could literally be like, I don't know, 5 boys sitting down or whoever sitting down and then like reacting to this crazy hack that somebody's, or like this crazy gap that someone's going to try or something. I don't know. Like that's pretty fun because then it's like that way. It's like here at Worlds, it's like only the winner kind of gets the praise. Whereas all this other stuff, it's like everyone can join in together. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's like where we're at now, I think.
Yeah, and I think whatever that content looks like, I think that's just kind of the way of the future. So you kind of have to do it. And I think it also does help build up the dude that wins, though. Like everybody's there, everybody's stoked. Like it builds the whole event up. So when the person actually wins, because right now, I don't know. Like I love Gavin, and I think it was sick that he won both. But like I don't feel like there's a whole lot of like hype and stoke for this world championship.
Yep. And that's what I'm doing here. Like everyone knows there's kind of the community crisis in wakeboarding.
Yeah.
And so I think I have my conscious action for a solution.
Okay.
Yep, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We almost skipped over the first one. I think this is the longest I've gone without asking this, but favorite grab?
A stale grab.
Stalefish.
Yeah, but it's like a glide.
Stale glide.
Yeah, but it's just whatever. I do stale grabs like in so many different ways. Like if it's a glide, a flip, or whatever. Like just I like grabbing the back of the board and like
just letting it,
like tweaking it out that way. Oh, so sick, man. So sick.
I can picture a lot of very different variations of the stale that you've done. So that's
love it.
That checks out, I guess you could say. Like that makes sense.
Huge fan. Super cool. Oh my god, so cool.
Also, what happened to your pants? What's going on with the pants situation?
I actually have it. I'm wearing one leg right now.
Yeah, what's going on here? What's the reason? There's got to be some form of reason for this.
Yes, so it allows me to be more conscious when I'm riding because think about it. I'm like getting different kind of stimulus from one leg than the other. Like one leg I have like this baggy plastic thing flopping around, and then the other leg I'm feeling the water. So it's like in a way it helps me be more conscious because I got injured when I was younger because I wasn't being very conscious. I was like literally in a loop when I was riding, and I would try tricks like on repeat, and it's like it was so mindless. I wasn't even thinking. So now it's like a little hack that I have for myself. I change the legs over every now and then, and it's like it kind of catches me without getting into a loop or like a pattern of unconscious riding. So if anything, it gets me to try and like to do different things all the time because I am riding differently every day, if that makes sense.
A couple things on that. One, Tiger Woods' dad, the golfer, he used to, or maybe this was in a movie, Tin Can or something, but like the dude was doing a golf shot and he was shanking it. And then the dude put like keys and coins in his pocket. So it made a different sound when he was doing the swing. So it like tripped his brain to like think about something else or not think about something. And this is reminding me of that. Other follow-up point, the sun. So are you on a 50-50 rotation in terms of swapping the legs? Because one's going to get burnt if you're going one, not the other. Like, what's the sunscreen situation? Like, what's the deal here? What's going on?
I try and do 50-50 rotation.
Okay.
But at the moment, I have a sprained ankle. So it's actually really beneficial to have the pants on the left side because my boot fits more securely with the... Like, I don't rock my wake pants on the outside of the boot. I usually tuck it in.
Well, like, I don't even think you can say wake pants. I think you can only say wake pant. I think you're half in, half out. You're only a 50% supporter. But you tuck it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was very curious on that. I was thinking there has to be some form of reason as to why you're doing this. And there is. So I was, I'm sure a lot of people are also curious. Before we move on from Shark and Worlds, so you had a re-entry mobe on DG's wall that looked like you battled for.
Yes, but it's also something that I've probably tried like at least 300 times before on a different feature.
Over the course of your lifetime, or you tried it on that feature before?
No, I've never ridden that feature in my life. I've always wanted to. Since I first saw it, I was like, oh my God. Like, and honestly, because I'm a bit bruised up at the moment, I only literally got to ride it to try the re-entry mobe. That's all I did on it since I've been here.
Yeah.
I had like one goal and I'm like, I'm going to do this re-entry mobe. And I did one back roll going the other way, like a Mexican roll. And like they're the only tricks that I did. And there's so many more that I want to do. And it's kind of breaking my heart. So I will be back, mark my words, to do more re-entry things on the DG. Yeah, so I tried it at Plastics on like the hack they had. It was like the case-in with that other bank feature. And I went from the case-in and I'd do a half cab roll re-entry. And then I've done it on the the Sam Dahan rail, the shape one. But I could never get back into the bank. I'd always like flip and then go to the top rail, which is still really scary that you have to go so small to do it. But the goal for the DG re-entry is to just like, I want to get so good at it to the point where I can just like cut really, really hard, boost off the top, like launch, and then like drop back in properly. But might have to do some things like play around with the speed because going too fast or whatever.
Yeah, but I think that's the future for it because it's steep enough. Like if you pop at the right spot, you showed it that like you can actually come back down into the wall rather than go up onto the rail. So it was sick.
And it was pretty sick. Like AJ was trying it right after me. Like I had done it and then he was watching me. He's a grommet from the Gold Coast and he was behind me and then he just starts trying it. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him. Like, what is he doing?
Stealing thunder right away, dude. Oh, that's brutal. I mean,
no, not stealing thunder. Like, I actually thought he was just gonna like eat shit. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you thought he was gonna land it right away.
No, I was hyping him up to land it after I saw that he got kind of close, but I was so scared for him. I'm dude, I've done this so many times. Like,
oh man. Okay, I think we kind of back up all the way to the early days of getting into wakeboarding. So obviously from Australia. So when and where did you start riding and how did you get into wakeboarding?
Okay, we're actually going to throw it back even further to before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah. Not many people can say they were wakeboarding before they were born.
This is true.
That's a crazy call, isn't it? No, not that I was wakeboarding, but my dad had a huge influence on the sport before I was born. So my dad is Dean Mundy and he had, I believe, the first full wood double-ended pro model. So it's like It was called the Woodpecker.
That's a sick name.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And yeah, so he had some pretty crazy achievements that like not many people know of in the sport, in the sense that like wakeboarding was in the Olympics at one stage. And my dad went when he was 18 years old. It was in Seoul in Korea. And they trialed it for behind the boat.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so they trialed wakeboarding in the Olympics, and I don't know how my dad went, but they trialed it, and there were too many variables for the sport to go through. Like it was like with the boat speed and then the wind and everything, and supposedly too many variables. So there's definitely hope to get wakeboarding back in the Olympics for the future, because it's been in there once before, and that was for boat, and that didn't work. So maybe they'd try the cable, like they tried breakdancing. Breakdancing didn't go so well, but maybe cable can have a better shot. Anyway,
do you want to touch on the Olympics thing right now? Because it seems like you have some thoughts on it.
Well, I just want to say, like, it's probably looking positive that it could get into the Olympics for 2032 in Australia, because there is not many people know this as well, there's a very core community around water skiing in Australia. Like, in terms of the Sports Australia Hall of Fame, a lot of the members, this is a program I was affiliated with when I was younger, and a lot of the members in the actual Sports Australia Hall of Fame, they are water skiers, which is incredible to think. Like, if you think of the American Hall of Fame, you're thinking like people like LeBron James, like literally like super big stars, and the last place you're going to pick a sports star from is water skiing.
Yeah.
It's a bit backwards down under. Like, we have lots of sailors, swimmers, and rugby players, of course, too. But there's a large amount of water skiers, like barefooters, water skiers, and so there's like a really big influence in Australia already. Like, the government is well aware of wakeboarding. So it's definitely a possibility. And for the facilities to be there, like around, because the Olympics is in Brisbane, and so Bly Bly Wake Park is probably looking pretty good to hold something like this. And I'm not sure. I think it would take a lot of community effort for it. Like, I think everyone would have to get together, whether like all the federations. There's no doubt about that. It would have to be IWWF, WWA, FEAS. Like, everyone would have to jump on board to kind of unite one love and to actually make something happen. It's not going to happen if everyone is doing it individually. Like, come on, guys, band together for one freaking thing. So, yes, that would be pretty sick, right?
Yeah.
I was at the meeting in one of the earlier Worlds where they kind of broke the news in Argentina. They broke the news to us to let us know that because wakeboarding was almost going to get into the Olympics, and then actually breakdancing and roller skating got in instead. So, like, it's definitely already in the back of, like, whoever's in.
It's been brought up.
It's been brought up.
Yeah.
So, just the fact that it's in Australia is probably a pretty. If there were ever a time to have wakeboarding in the Olympics, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with that. I would be very curious if it happens. That's in 7 years from now. So are you going to start training?
Mate, I hope to be the oldest living wakeboarder. Like, that's a goal of mine.
Oh, good. You're not giving this up then. You're not stopping.
No way. No.
Okay.
I want to be 80 years old and still be able to do like S-bend to blind.
Oh, yeah, okay. Talk to you in 60 years then. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's get back into kind of young Kayo, because you're talking about your dad, big influence. So
Yes, of course. And so Dad had the first wakeboard school in Australia, and like he would run competitions out of there, like the nationals and board stock. That was his comp. Yeah. He started that, and then, which is sick that it's still happening and it's in my hometown. Like, I can still be a part of that. So flash forward to when I was born, I don't remember starting to wakeboard. Like I said, it's like literally been a part of my life. And so the wakeboarding community has kind of shaped me. Like, I did, I went to school until about grade 7, and then there was a point where my mum, I asked my mum, can I do online school? And she said, okay, like if you really want to do online school so you can go wakeboarding, then you need to get your grades up to like all A's. And so like within one term, like 7 weeks, I got from C's to all A's.
Kids motivated.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then from there, like I just started traveling the world and competing in wakeboarding. And so I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Well, 7th grade, grade 7, you go online school. When's the first trip to the USA, actually? Because I want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it was shortly after that. So I think I was 12 years old. I came to the USA.
Yeah.
And so my mum is Canadian, and we have family in Windsor, Ontario, which is like on the border city of Detroit. And there are like some 2.0s in Canada that are somewhat close. At the time,
Yeah.
there was one like a 3-hour drive away. And then this cable had just opened up in Grand Rapids in America called Action Wake Park.
Yeah.
And one day I was with mum, dad, and my brother, and we're like, hey, let's go check it out. And I went down there, and, well, that's where I met you.
Yeah. I think it's a hilarious story, like full circle situation. I think it's super funny.
Yeah, right. And actually, the day that I went, there was a contest, like a local comp. And I didn't really care. I just wanted to ride. And so I just entered the comp. Like, I literally, I hadn't wakeboarded in so long. And I met you, and I met Scott, and I met Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher's still around.
Yeah. And it did the comp. And then I think I got like second, and Derek won, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like 12. And then Scott's like, hey guys, like come back next week. We have what's the contest?
Was it Points Chase?
No, it wasn't points. That was the comp that I did, the first comp.
Oh, the first
And
one, okay.
It was like the Great America Games or something.
The Meyer State Games.
Yeah,
Meyer.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a big grocery store for those who don't know. It's like, and they don't do it anymore, but they used to do it.
Yeah, and so I came back to that, and Scott had organized Eric's script to come, like the Runix rep.
I'm glad you touched on this because I was going to ask you about this all. So.
Yeah. So, and then Eric was like waiting for me to come, and like first thing I go down to the cable, and he like had a board for me, and he was like sponsored me by Runix.
Yeah.
And the whole hookup was through Action Wake Park.
Because
So-
you were on Dup stuff before, weren't you?
Yeah,
And
Dup.
you were on the most like beat up boots I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, the board was down to the wood too.
It was so beat up.
Yeah, man. But I just loved it so much because of CeeLo. Like CeeLo had a big influence on me, and I was like, Dup is me and Luke Carrick were like, Dup is where it's at, you know. And so, and then anyway, I got picked up by Ronix on that trip, and then I got, I think, second in the comp again. And at the time, that contest was like to get into the team to go to the US Nationals as well. And then Scott said to us, like, hey, like, if you want to, if you're still around, like, why don't you come to the US Nationals? And we're like, oh, all right, let's do it. So then came to the US Nationals. Talking about contests in America. So this contest had 300 people riding in it. So just looking at Worlds and looking at the US Nationals.
It had that many in it.
Yeah, it had 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that many. I didn't go.
Yeah, and that was really fun. I got to meet a lot of people on that trip. The Stuckies too, and Brett and Riley Dillon and a bunch of people. Anyway, super fun.
A lot of names.
Yeah, all of us were like, I might have even been 11 years old. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
You know, like super young.
You were a grommet for sure. You were ripping though, no doubt. It was cool because this was like the first or second year the full size cable in Michigan opened, and so it was pretty much just Derek who knew how to wakeboard. Yeah. Everybody else who rode there had no idea. Like it was all their first time wakeboarding. They were like snowboarding people, but
do you know what's funny? I'd actually just come from New Zealand before going over there, and it's the same thing. They're all just kiteboarders, and there's like a few 2.0s.
Yeah, there was a lot of kiteboarders too.
Yeah. And I used to go to New Zealand Nationals, and it's really fun. Like Dad used to go over and judge, and he'd take me with him, and like every year I'd win because it's like I was the only one that could ride a full size cable, and also they can't ride all year round. And I was like 11 years old, winning over men's at the New Zealand Nationals for like 4 years.
It was
like I kept going every year, but it was sick. Like the New Zealand wake community is like so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I feel like I haven't heard much about it, but that's sick. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's cool. You kind of showed everybody what, like, I mean, Derek was good, but like you showed everybody like what cable wakeboarding like could look like at the age of like 10 or 11. I don't know. And I was just like, holy shit, this kid's good. Like a little Zeechy here and there, but like, damn, he's pretty locked in, pretty dialed. So, yeah, I guess keep moving on through like the younger years, I guess, kind of pick up where you left off there with getting into it.
Yeah. Okay. So from there, actually, so from there, I went to the Philippines maybe like a year later for my first World Championships. And that was at CWC. And it was at that point where like I got pretty close. I think I got second, right? And under 13s. And this was with Loic and Brett Powell, who were like doing back tens. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you go through waves of like different generations, like that are like really grinding. Like you kind of have like everyone kind of lifts each other up. And like back then we had this generation like Luke Carrick, Brett Powell, Loic, the Stuckies, Enzo, and Jaden Skurs.
Yeah. Snowboarding now, but yeah.
Yeah, and like Luke Carrick at Plastics, I'd go head to head with him, and he'd go off the dock and do a toe back 10 at like 14 years old. You know, like sometimes you just go through these waves, and everyone, and like that's the standard, you know. And I guess that comes back to the standard that I was talking about earlier. Anyway, so I got really hooked on wakeboarding on that trip because I got close. I got close to winning worlds, and then I had this weird obsession with becoming world champion from like at 13, you know. So I freaking I didn't really care about like I just wanted the title, you know.
Yeah.
And so every year I tried, and I would go to like WWA Worlds, IWWF Worlds, WWA Worlds, IWWF Worlds, and I always got really, really close. And there was definitely a few times where I like absolutely blew it. And there was one time I was for the IWWF Worlds, I blew it, and I got really upset, and just because I was battling a shoulder injury, and I thought that was like the last chance that I was gonna have. Like for some reason I just had this dwelling feeling that I couldn't get it anymore after trying for so many years. So around this time my shoulder started dislocating, and I was pretty young. And like to manage that when you're super young is kind of difficult, because like it's like, where do you draw the line when you're injuring yourself but you're also chasing a dream? So turns out I actually had one more crack at the World Championships with my shoulder. So that was when I was 15 years old in Mexico, and this was in like the junior pro category. And literally I did my run in traditional, and then I did a toe back 9 as my last trick, landed, and my shoulder dislocated on my last trick, and like I rode away, and then like unspun with the handle blind, and then I won the World Championships and flew straight home and had the surgery, like literally right after.
Yeah.
But I really fell in love with the goal and not the journey, which I think
I feel like that's a classic quote, but like kind of makes sense.
And that led me on this other trajectory in my life where after I had the surgery, it's like, well, what's now? Like now I got the goal, so what do I do? And so I went from training extremely hard to become world champion, to chase this goal. And I kind of felt like I had this pressure. I started to get looked at by the Sports Australia Hall of Fame. They had this like mentorship program. So I had a mentor, Malcolm Page. He's like held the flag for Australia at the last Olympics, and he's like mentoring me. Then I have sponsors now, and then I have my parents too. And then I kind of felt all that pressure, and then I had the surgery, and it's like I was up here, and then all of a sudden, I was like cut everything cold turkey, you know. And that's kind of what happens when you have a surgery. Like you are doing the thing you love, you're getting loads of adrenaline, and all of a sudden you're just not able to do it anymore. And I feel like tons of people can relate to this, because like it doesn't matter what you do. If you are doing something that you're so familiar with or that you love, and then one day it's cut cold turkey, there's going to be some kind of an issue, or like there's going to be a cause and effect of this. So I was 15, I had the surgery, and like I was given lots of medication for the surgery, and it's like, like, what do you do when you're so young and you're going through all this emotional stuff, and then you're given like pain meds in the hospital? It's like, so that's like, I got addicted to them for like a short time, like a month, but that's like all it really takes to kind of, I don't know, for things to start going south, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Before we touch that, what was the surgery?
So that was a labrum reconstruction, and
Okay.
I have like 2 pins in my shoulder.
Okay. And then they give you a lot of painkillers for that.
So
dive into that.
I had a Bankart lesion, which is where so essentially I was like wakeboarding with a fractured. I still have it. It's fractured. Like, so when the shoulder dislocates for me, when it first started happening, it would take a bit of the bone with it, and then essentially, and it would tear the ligaments, but it would take a bit of the bone and it would create like a pathway. So there's like a bit of the bone missing there. And so
The more it happens, the more it happens.
yeah. And so I never got that like fused, or like I don't have any bone graft or anything. So that pathway is still there and it still slips out. So after I had the surgery, I kind of fell into a bit of a dark place, as someone does who was like at their peak and like kind of pursuing what they love every day. And then all of a sudden that just got quit. Like I just quit that cold turkey, and like, doesn't really matter. Like lots of people can relate to this. Doesn't really matter what you do, but if there's something that you pursue every day and then something like that gets taken away from you, there's going to be some kind of cause and effect from that. It's like my adrenaline was still controlling me and I wasn't in control of it. So like when I started wakeboarding, I kind of set up this like neural pathway almost, where like I was in this pattern of like getting this, like every time I'd land a new trick or like go really big off the kicker, I'd get like a buzz of dopamine or get loads of adrenaline. And I was so used to that. And then to just cut that out cold turkey, there's going to be some kind of like, the body is like literally going to like kick you for it. And it's like going to do anything it can. It's going to like lead, it's a biological response to like lead to depression, because you're not getting that anymore. And the body's like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know, like help me out here. And so when that happens, you're unconscious of it, which is like kind of understandable for a 15-year-old. You look for other things to kind of to fill that void. And for me, it was actually vomiting. Yeah, pretty unexpected, right? Like, and it's all interconnected in the sense that I kind of ran away from wakeboarding because I had like the Sports Hall of Fame looking over my shoulder at my parents and sponsors. And then I ran away from it because I didn't feel like I had a community to share it with. And it's funny because it's like it's like I was trying to get something out for a long time. But physiologically what was happening was that I was vomiting all the time I was getting adrenaline from vomiting. And it's like you cut out food. Like if you starve yourself or do a fast like involuntarily, you're actually like spiking adrenaline. So it's like now I know, I look back and I was still getting those adrenaline kicks, but just in a completely other way. And I wasn't in control of it. It was definitely in control of me. So that's actually something I want to shift towards, that I kind of have this like, I have a bit of a underlying responsibility I feel when somebody gets injured in the wakeboarding world, or like literally anyone in my community, somebody gets injured, like my heart kind of drops for them. And I go, fuck, I hope what happened to me does not happen to them. So like at first, so Mac he broke his femur last year, and I was there with him in Mackay, and I felt bloody terrible that this happened to him, because like everything just kind of flooded back into my own memory. And I don't know if you would have seen, I actually made like a bit of a series with Mac on Instagram. and like I touched base with him about once a week, and I got him to like make a film, like to check his progress, because that's not something that I did. Like I completely ran away and just hid from it all. And like first thing I wanted to do with Mac, I was like, and I probably, so if you're listening to this, Mac, I'm sorry, I probably pushed him a bit hard. And like I really got him to open up and share his story. I just didn't want him to go quiet because I didn't think it did me any favors. So actually for me, it wasn't just the shoulder. So I had the shoulder and I was just coming back, and it's like I hadn't bloody learnt my lesson yet, because I just came back and I hadn't fully healed from my shoulder, and like clearly the mental effects of it all really pulled me down. And then I tried to wakeboard, and then I blew out my ACL. So like in total, it was 3 years until I was like really feeling better, or like my body was kind of moving well. But it was 4, 5, maybe more until I like really sorted my shit out and like got over it mentally, and like was able to, and this is where I'm at now. Like it wasn't until recently where I could kind of touch back with my childhood self and like really reconnect with that standard that I set from when I was so young. So yeah, so for me, like to heal all of this, like the number one thing was community. And that just, it was really hard because of the social media wave with wakeboarding, in the sense that you kind of, I don't know if it's like this now, but like when everyone was more shifting towards running their own media and like and this kind of thing, you had to like you had to like be a bit fake. And
it was heavy for a while.
Yeah, right. And this is when I got injured. So actually the first injury, I think for like almost a year, I had like clips saved up and like just literally didn't tell anyone that I was injured. Not
Oh, so you were posting them and so people like didn't really know?
Yeah, and not the right move. Like because I was like really mentally not doing well.
Yeah.
And I was too afraid to speak up. And a big shift for me, like I didn't realize how bad it was, because it's really hard to look in the mirror, right? Until like one day, Lachlan Fort called my mum like really late at night and was like, "Hey, can you just check in on Mikayo?" And then that really like triggered something for me, where I was like, damn, like if this is to the point where other people are getting worried for me, then I should really fix something.
So why did he call? Like what kind of sparked, like what was going on in your life at this point?
Still to this day, I have no idea. I should ask him.
Yeah.
Like literally, I think I was just like dropped off the freaking face of the earth and stopped talking to people, and I disappeared. There's many layers to this. I was studying at university as well. So like the 3 years that I had as a break, I literally did a degree.
Yeah.
And I finished when I was 18 years old. So I like completely shifted my whole community and like kind of everything. Anyway, the power of the mind is crazy. Like if you're in not a nice place, there was one time where I was lying in my bed and I had so much trauma from my shoulder injury that I was lying in my bed one night, and it was like a freaking scene out of a Harry Potter movie. It's like my shoulders started to like dislocate. I was just lying there, like genuinely, and it took all of the force that I freaking had in my body to like hold my shoulder in, and I was like tossing and turning in bed. Felt like I was screaming, just because of the like I'd like hidden away and ran away from the trauma that I was dealing with. It's amazing and this stuff might actually sound really crazy to people, and that's okay. Like you might just have to accept I'm a bit crazy, but that's cool, because I really want to help people, and I really think I can have an impact in like moving towards a more conscious and a healthier way to wakeboard, and like being there for each other. Like, come on, where's the love, guys? Like, let's bring back a bit of the love, and like when someone's a bit down, let's help the homies out.
In your position, obviously, you get injured. The like physical steps to rehab are like pretty laid out by your doctor or whatever. Like, it's pretty obvious like what you need to do physically. Like, mentally, from someone who has it taken away and that all adrenaline spike and then crash and like all that stuff, like what is the path for somebody who does get injured? Because I feel like that side's pretty dark. Like, it's not laid out.
It's called the Windsor effect. The James Windsor effect. So Windsor, obviously, like, he was a bit of a wild child, right? There's no secret about that. And he went through a phase where he just flipped the switch and was like kind of like just really wanted to grind, lock in.
Started running marathons and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he kind of took me with him in a way, and a lot of other people too. But I was directly, like, he lives just down the road from me. And so he really influenced me, and like he really helped me with moving forward and like with becoming more active and trusting, like having more confidence in my body. Like, and it's really good to have a support team. Like, that's what I'm advocating. So I'm really advocating the Windsor effect. Like, Windsor kind of picked me up and took me with him, and now I have this grommet Bentley Bland, who now the Windsor effect, the domino effect, I'm carrying on to Bentley. And I really hope the Windsor effect goes global, right? Everyone takes somebody under their wing and starts doing these activities, and like, you kind of, for people to like look at Trent, right? For wakeboarding, like, he started doing all these crazy tricks, and then now everyone's doing these crazy tricks in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, the standard just got so high, like so much higher. So you kind of need somebody to like level up, and then everyone will follow in the community, right? So this can be done on micro scales. So just grab a buddy at your local cable park and start doing things together. Like, start doing, whether it's going for a run or going into an ice bath or climbing a mountain, or I go kayaking a lot with Bentley. One time, Bentley and I walked 50 Ks on the beach, which I don't know if you know is just like horrid. Like, to walk on soft sand in the scorching heat in Australia is, and we did it while picking up rubbish and pulling, like, I had a wheelbarrow. So imagine pushing a wheelbarrow through soft sand on the beach 50 kilometers to pick up rubbish. Like, just wacky backyard adventures, or doing something like running a 10K with, like, get everyone together and do it together, because it's cool to do it on your own, but why not do it with others? Like, come on, let's level up, guys.
Yeah. Community.
Yeah.
You're hitting on the community thing a lot. So I guess you said you feel like there's a community crisis. Like, what do you think could change that in wakeboarding? Obviously, you laid out some things, doing stuff together and stuff like that, but like on a mass scale of bringing wakeboarding together more and getting more like tight knit, I guess.
So everyone's got to be in this together, in the sense that I have a warm up that I would like everyone to get on board with. And you might have seen I've been like trying to teach people at Worlds. And so this is kind of like my life story in a sense. Like, I'm not really making any of this stuff up, because so I've kind of shared my background about wakeboarding, but I didn't really share the other side. I've grown up in a yoga studio since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Mama Mundy.
That's right. And so I had been on this wellness path since I was 8 years old. But when I was 8, it was kind of just like the normal, right? And it wasn't until I got injured where I started to like see a benefit for it all. It's silly, right? Like, I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes instead of making the mistakes yourself. And I guess that's the whole point. So I have this warm up that I would like, that I think is beneficial for wakeboarders. And it would quite literally, if you're like someone who's a beginner to wakeboarding, this will literally make your wakeboarding better. And if you're a professional wakeboarder, then this would literally like help you enter the flow state more often. So, can I show you the move?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can show me the move. Hypothetically, for someone, let's say hypothetically, they've never done a warm up before.
Okay, actually, I was talking to Preston
Because I've never done a warm up before.
You've never done one?
Never in my entire life.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're having this conversation because that's going to change.
And I don't know though. It's gonna take a lot to sway me. I'm gonna have to try it and see if it works.
Okay, no problem. Preston was telling me at Worlds, I was asking him, what warm up do you do? And he said, oh man, like this morning I did 1 squat. I was like, what, dude? You are so good at wakeboarding. Imagine if you did like 5 squats. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hear? So, the reasons you would do this specific warm up.
Yeah.
So, essentially, when you're going wakeboarding, you have like this peak physiological state that you're entering. Like, that is much. You're training at a higher capacity than anything else you do in your mundane life, right? There's no question about that. Like when you go wakeboarding, it's like, because like if you're working or making breakfast or something, you're not jumping off of like a 3-story building doing a backflip, like there's no question about that.
Yeah.
So for it to be sustainable and for you to keep control over your adrenaline so that it doesn't control you, it's really important to like ignite the fire before you go wakeboarding, or like tell your brain, okay, I'm about to do this like fucking crazy task, right? So you kind of have to prime yourself. And
how long is this warm up? What kind of investment do I got to make pre-ride? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 10?
Okay, so this specific warm up, this exercise, it can be, depending where you're at, you could do it for 5 seconds, and it's just like a quick mobility thing to maybe get the joints moving a bit.
Okay.
You could do it for 30 seconds, and you start to tap into the mind, and you start to enter the flow state a little, because it's a repetitive movement, and you kind of enter somewhat of a trance.
Yeah.
And then you could do it for let's say upwards of 2 minutes, 5 minutes to if you're crazy, you go for 10.
How long are you doing it for? Pre-ride.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. 2 minutes? I can get on board with that.
Yeah. And so essentially, what it's doing is it's keeping you on top of the adrenaline, because I got injured because, like I said, I was in a loop, and I kind of had this big, hairy, audacious goal that I was too fixated on. So instead of me being present, I was just training, right? Absolutely training. And that led to injury because I literally made a simple mistake, which blew my ACL out because I went a bit too off axis or whatever, because I just wasn't thinking. And so the whole idea of this is to get you in the flow state and making the right decisions so that you don't make the wrong decisions while you're riding.
Stupid mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So shall we do it?
Yeah, I think you do it, and then...
Can I do it just here?
Yeah, here's perfect.
Okay.
Because I'll use the wide angle. So we're going to, obviously for the listeners, you should probably tune in to check out what this move is.
Okay. So is this the wide angle?
No, the wide's that one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So that is perfect.
Okay, great. So
This is free, by the way. He's not selling this as a course or whatever.
no, because I love you guys.
All right, so I'll try to describe what's going on. We got a wide stance squat. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toes pointed out.
From side to side. It's like you have a glass of water on top of your head. So it's not like you're moving up and down. You're trying to stay balanced, right?
Balance.
You're moving from side to side like this, and the hand follows, comes across your body. Yeah.
Okay.
And your eye line follows too.
Okay.
Yep. And the other side. Like that. You're not dropping the knee. I can't stress that enough. Every time I show wakeboarders, they're trying to do a tuck knee.
Yeah, I'll add some steez to it.
Yeah. But no, you're not.
You're keeping it, okay.
Yeah, like this.
And this is it.
This is it. Okay? So you're igniting your core. It's called the core stance.
Okay.
That's
why you use the word core a lot. Is that why?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Core stance.
core stance.
Okay.
Because if you want to be a core lord, then you do this stance. So you go into this deep lunge. The further, like the deeper you can get into the lunge, the better.
Okay.
Really? So it's like you're moving through honey. Like you got some resistance to it. You go push this way, push this way. You have a ball in the middle, push this way, push this way. Right? You've got the breath aspect of it too. So you're breathing out, like breathe out, breathe out, breathe in, breathe in. You hear that crack?
Yeah.
It's no joke, man. See? And you'll find, like, once you do this for about 2 minutes, you're just gonna, like, your breath, if you focus on the breath, you'll just kind of get lost in it.
Yeah.
So, it's extremely important to focus on the breath and to really try and ignite everything. So,
The hell, like, why? It's a pretty weird thing to do, right? Like, why the heck would you do this?
You're gonna get some funny looks.
You're gonna absolutely get some funny looks, and it's really, hang on, because I can't mess this up.
Well, this is good because I was gonna ask your pre-rad routine, so we're kind of diving into this. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, but it's for the core score. So if you want a high core score,
Okay, yeah, go on.
no, that's it.
What if you do it with a ciggy in your mouth? Is that like leveling up super high, or is like where does that kind of land?
So if, on the scale of Connor Lawton to Mikayo Mundy, how
Correct.
Connor Lawton do you want to be?
Yes. Oh, I want to be all the Connor Lawton that I can be.
Okay. I brought everywhere I travel, I bring an aerial hammock, right? And I brought one to Thailand for the first time. And I have a photo of our boy smoking a ciggy upside down in the hammock. I'm like, this is epic. I'm like, this is sick. Our boy has his degree in sports science as well.
I mean, you're telling me that's what we should do. So I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, KO, I got it.
So, yeah, and also, hang on, I'm just going to tell you the benefits. So, it, like, fires up your internal core. It, like, really calms down the chatter in the mind, and it allows you to take control over your adrenaline and still it taking control of you. And all of these things, like the repetitive movement, the connecting the right and left hemisphere of the brain, like to make you a more balanced person, is actually like the definition of the flow state. Like this is like a secret recipe to get into the flow state. Like most people, they wakeboard so that they can get into the flow state. What I'm saying is like, if you do this, you're in the flow state before you even go ride. So how often do you have a better ride because you're in the flow state? Most of the time, right? So how about you have that every time you ride? It's just a tool for every wakeboarder to be more conscious, to make better decisions, to enter the flow state. And it's a tool to make you a better wakeboarder. So I actually took a photo of myself doing this exercise, and I took a photo of me doing the stale fish grab, and I put them side by side. Well, I actually overlaid them on top of each other, exact same position. So I when people tell me like they think I have a really good stale fish grab, I like,
You do, I would say for sure.
thanks.
Yeah.
And it's because I've done this like a gazillion times.
Yeah.
Because it's like my brain is like has done the pose. So then when I do it wakeboarding, it's like boom, it's already there. If that makes sense. And a lot of people say to me that I'm like a really mobile person. Right?
Yeah.
And so like you do this more, you bring the cerebral fluid, like you bring the fluid into your joints, and it allows you to be more mobile. It also opens up the hips. Like I didn't become mobile overnight. You got to put the work in to do this kind of stuff. And this, you do an exercise like this, you're going to skyrocket.
Okay. Big mobility thing.
Absolutely.
So is that all you're doing then? Pre-ride. Is it this? Or are you doing other stuff too?
So this is more to fire up the neurology inside yourself, to tell yourself that you're going to do something that is very intense.
Yeah.
Right? That's the main, and to calm the nervous system, because it is extremely important to be able to calm your nervous system, to focus on the breath. And I forget how foreign this is to some people. To do something as simple as calming, like to focus on the breath to calm your nervous system. It can be life-changing if you've never done this before. To do something simple like box breathing, where you breathe out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. Breathe in for 4. And then hold for 4. And then repeat this. To be able to take control of your nervous system is a tool that everyone should be really taking advantage of.
Yeah.
And so I kind of lost. I can stem into so many different branches off of that.
Well, is this where you want to dive into like the new, you touched on it before, like the new wave and like the health side of wakeboarding?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like that's, kind of dive into like, you touched on it before, but this new wave and this health side of like wakeboarding that you feel like maybe is not untapped, but like it's very early. Like it's like, because you talk about ice baths and stuff, but like.
Yeah. And I think there's no question that people haven't seen this coming, right? And I'm really advocating for this stuff because it's, like I said, it's like the story of my life. Like I've grown up in the yoga studio and I've had the freaking injuries. And I can't stress enough that like I'm still very much learning. So, and I need help. Like people, please, if you have any knowledge for me that's going to help me on my journey to help others, like please, I would be thrilled if you guys could educate me here. Because I'm living it and I'm trying to, I'm trying to, you know, build morale and build the community to also go down this path. Because I don't think it's that foreign. I think everyone, it's kind of been in the people's, in the back of people's mind since wakeboarding got really intense. Like, we had the glory days.
Yeah.
And then here we are now and wakeboarding got like way harder, way more difficult. And there's no question about that. So if you want to keep up with everyone, and if you want to be wakeboarding full longevity, then you're going to have to put in the work, like not off the water. I had so much fun when I was younger, just like riding as much as I possibly could and just figuring it out along the way. Like that's what I enjoyed the most about it, was like, it was kind of like this door that was open and anything inside the room I could do. Like it was like a unlimited possibilities that I could do with wakeboarding. And it was like, it's like the rule book was up to me. And then all of a sudden that rule book changed when I got injured. And so I would hate for this to happen to other people. So I'm like trying to catch it early for people. And so I think there's no doubt that people are already thinking about this. And I think that this new wave of riding and being more health conscious is coming. And I think it's actually really going to bring people together.
Well, I feel like every sport kind of goes through that, where it's like, I mean, I'm thinking about golf again. When like Tiger Woods got into it, he brought the health aspect of it into it, and he leveled up the entire sport of golf, like in terms of what it takes to be good and how good you're going to have to be to compete. And maybe like wakeboarding back in the day before this era, you know, you didn't have to do the health things because nobody else did them, and the level of riding wasn't that high. Like you didn't have a Trent come in and do all the crazy shit, and now we have that. So it's like, is what you're saying basically, if you want to stay wakeboarding, you want to compete wakeboarding, you're going to basically have to do this kind of stuff, or be a weird generational talent that you can just step on the board and not do anything.
Well, it's actually more so that you should do it for the community. Because let's say you don't have to, but then there's somebody who gets injured.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's put in the effort to bring everyone together and to, like, this is a no-brainer that this is going to help you with your wakeboarding. So, like, if you want to be a good, like, to help somebody, it feels really good to help somebody, like, land a new trick, right? Imagine if they had a bit of back pain and you could help them with that too. And then like, because I've had so many friends that aren't in the community anymore because they've had to leave because of injuries. Like the list is very, very long.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine, and they're not in the community because, now we won't go into that.
They're not in the community because what? There isn't a live stream of the biggest contest, so they can't watch and follow along and keep up with it. I don't know. I mean, okay, but I guess not a counterpoint to this, but like a devil's advocate thing is like if the people wanted to do those things to keep them in the sport and to prevent pain, wouldn't they be doing them? Like, isn't it impossible to like force somebody to do something? Like you can show them the light, but it's on them to go do it. Because yeah, I see people that get out of it because of injury, and it's like, well, you could go lose 30 pounds, get back in shape, and start riding again, but like you're actively choosing not to. What am I gonna do?
High five. No, because that's where community comes in. Because it's very hard to do on your own.
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult. And so if everyone, that's what I mean by saying like everyone kind of has to be in this together.
Like the community is pulling you back in.
Exactly.
So that's what's motivating you to
Yes.
get back to it. Yeah. That makes sense. Like I can like picture a scenario in my head where it's like I go to a local cable park, all the people there are homies, like it's a great time. I get injured, and like the two options you can have are like, well, okay, I guess I'm really not going to wakeboard again. Like maybe I'll see those homies, maybe I won't. Like maybe I'll pop over there and film or whatever, but like it's not part of my life anymore. Or it's like all the people at the cable are like, hey, like let's go do whatever it looks like together. Of like, all right, we're like, you're still gonna be in the community, we're gonna get you back on the board, like because we want you part of it. And like that's kind of what I'm picturing in my head. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
And that's absolutely right. And it comes back to, why did you do it in the first place? Like no one's doing this to be a wakeboarder. Everyone's just doing it because they love hanging out with people. They love like pushing themselves, and they love the feeling of landing a new trick. And they like, and it brings back to like, if you lose the community, if you get injured, then you see where like there's something missing here. Like there's no question about it. Like the biological response is to kind of release this like pressure in your system, like that is going to lead to depression. There's no question about that. So regardless of why you're doing it, if you're going to be going through something pretty dark.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really made sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like it shouldn't be about wakeboarding. Like it should be about looking after your buddies. If you're moved by my story, and if you please consider trying this like movement.
You only gotta do 2 minutes.
That's right. And look, if it doesn't work, then like if you don't like it, then never try it again.
Yeah, but try it.
But yeah, so I hope that I can literally get every pro rider to do this, right? Because this itself will raise awareness. And also, like, this should be a motivating factor when you go ride, and if you do this move, just to know that, like, let's say your wake buddy in Lithuania just did this yesterday. Like, it should be enough just to do that move, because it kind of connects everyone together. Like, I don't really want to stop until I have a video from every single wake park around the world of somebody doing this move, right? And so if you can help me bring that dream alive, I think Wake House has like a map where they're trying to put every single wake park in the world. So if you go on their website and you put your wake park like on the map, then that's going to help me find you guys, because I'm only going off of this map. So because I want to reach every wake park in the world. And so if you like this move, send me a video of you doing it, and I will send you guys like a plaque of an actual warm-up that you can hang up somewhere on the dock or on the cable that you can do with your buddies or by yourself. Like just a reminder, and also something educational that, like, because a lot of people don't know how to warm up, right? So I think that, yeah, I would like to reach every wake park in the world and get like a kind of like a renowned warm up that everyone can do together.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good, like, I mean, it's not an answer, but it's like a good start in a path. Like,
yeah.
And I think it's pretty important. I think wakeboarding is like a pretty physically demanding board sport in terms of the involvement of, I feel like, your entire body. It's not like snowboarding where it's like a lot of lower body and core. Like, there's hardly any upper body. I mean, there is, but like, you're getting pulled around on water, which is like, water has a high friction compared to like snow or concrete. And so it's like a lot of it's a lot of body involvement, I guess. And so just showing up to ride has probably not helped me at all. It's probably hurt me, but like, I still haven't warmed up because I don't know. Like, I just didn't know. Like, you could Google warm up, but like, the internet is not going to provide you with a good wakeboard warm up. I feel like they'll be like, this is a warm up for the sport, but like, I don't know.
That's right.
Unless a wakeboarder says it, like, I don't really believe it.
That's right.
So like, yeah, you can get a lot of information on the internet of like what warm ups you can do and stuff, but like, it's hard to find like a wakeboard specific one from like a wakeboarder who's like kind of tried stuff like that. So like, I guess like kind of dumbing it down, like, what are we looking at in terms of what you're putting together and stuff?
Right. So there's a gazillion things out there, and who knows what is the right thing to do. What do you hold a stretch for a long time before you go ride, or do you do that after you go ride, or is it good to sit down long before you? I don't know. Like, there's so many things out there, and so I have a bit of a goal that, like, to reach out to all of the other pro riders and to get a bit of insight to what they do. And then I have industry professionals like kinesiologists, osteopaths, physios, and doctors back home that are like, I'm trying to really build an atlas of information that I can give back to all of you guys, because the information is lacking, as well as the information, but also the community. So in the sense that, like, I'm going to start doing live streams every day where I'll just be stretching, and you guys can follow along in the stretches that I'm doing, because it's really nice when you have like other people doing it with you, right? And like, to have somebody to push you. So I think I'm going to try and do that digitally and try and bring everyone together that way. So if you're not stretching, I'm coming for you, and you're going to start stretching.
You can just look at me and point, because I don't fucking stretch.
When was the last time you did stretch?
I kind of like faked trying to touch my toes the other day.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Okay.
like, I mean, it wasn't like a conscious thing.
Yeah.
A month, maybe?
Oh, damn, man.
Is that not long, or is that a long time? Because
Oh.
before that, it had probably been a long time.
Yeah, okay. I'm at least twice a day.
Twice a day?
Yeah.
That's why you're a little monkey, though. You can move around like
Yeah,
that.
so if you want to be a little monkey too, then...
I kind of do, yeah. Well, I kind of want to be able to just like tweak the grabs a little bit better.
Okay. Well, then let's do some stretching.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, every day I'll be doing a live stream and jump on
Yeah.
and try and touch your toes.
I'll get there.
Okay.
For sure.
I think this will be important because, like, a lot of people don't know how to stretch, right? Like, a lot of people don't even know
Well, yeah,
where
you
to
know,
begin.
like the basics of like just bend down, touch your toes, but I don't like.
Yeah, like I was with Luke and Pedro, and they like they both had the similar back pain, and they were showing me the stretch. And I'm like, it was just a simple hamstring stretch. I'm like, dude, like that stretch itself is not good for your back. And I told them just to sit on the floor and put your legs up on the wall, and like that takes the strain off your back, and then that's actually stretching the hamstring. Both of them, it released their back pain. This is really rare. Like, it's not all the time where you can find like a cause and effect to something. And like both of them helped their back pain like instantly, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I actually want to touch on. So I did all this stuff unconsciously a few years ago. I had my knee surgery, and then I came back and was just like, I could barely hit an obstacle, and I went and rode Thai Wake Park. I lived there for 3 months, and I was doing like lots of ice baths. Luke and we bought a big tub, and I was doing yoga at the park, and like everyone got around it. Like everyone like started going into the ice baths. People that had never done it before, and they thought it was the craziest thing they had done in their life, and it was so cool just to push people in that way, because now they're doing things that they never thought they'd be able to do. Like, they're going into ice cold water and staying in there for 5 minutes, whereas before they would like touch the water and like, oh no, that's too cold. So like, and that's the power of community. To like, you wouldn't hell, there's no way, there's not an innate feeling where you'd want to go into cold water. But you get the boys around, you get your friends around, and everyone's doing it. You're like, well, I have to do it, right? And then like that kind of levels you up to do it. So I really, and so that was years ago, and now I've put in the work. Like, so I started teaching aerial hammocks when I was 15 years old, and aerial hammocks. When I say that, that's like people think of like the circus tricks that you do in them, but no, specifically, I'm teaching like how to release the fascial system. So people, I don't know, fascial system is the largest organ in the body, and it's like what you're targeting when you use a foam roller, for instance, or like a tennis ball or a massage gun. And I like the aerial hammock because you don't have to do anything. You just like lie upside down, and then like the hammock like gets into all of the good points. And what that does is like releases trauma in the body, and it also like really unhinges you. Like the fascia can be like caught up like this inside, and then you like massage it, and then it like becomes healthier. So I started doing that when I was 15, and then I went to Thai Wake Park, had this experience, like really got injured and was trying to like help myself, like kind of bulletproof myself so it wouldn't happen again. And then I saw the thrill of everyone else that like also wanted to be in that boat, like because it sucks to be injured, and it also is like, it's really good to feel good. Like, why don't you want to feel good all the time? But you got to put in the work to do it. And so from that point onwards, I actually went to Indonesia and studied yoga, and then I incorporated yoga with the aerial hammocks, and then from there I started, so like yoga, that's more Ayurveda, and then I started studying Kung Fu and Chinese medicine, and I'm trying to like bring all of this stuff together along with the science and everything. So I really want to get all the information possible and like spit it back to you guys.
Yeah, and you gotta dumb it down a little bit for guys like me.
Yeah, because I forget, because it's been my whole life. Like this, I forget that some people have never even like, it's like it's foreign to them to like focus on the breath, or like foreign for somebody to, have a cold shower. I don't know. Or like,
Okay, I'll hit you with a foreign ride routine. So when I was at Action, probably the year after you left or 2 years,
yeah,
here's my pre-ride routine. Show up to the cable after either working or class or whatever. Get out of the car, throw the board down.
yep,
Maybe drink something.
like a Red Bull.
Sometimes, or like a beer, maybe, allegedly. Just to, just kind of hang out, chill out at the end of the day. I would walk down to the dock. I'd strap in, and I would start riding. And there was no thought about anything.
Yeah.
I would ride for however long I can. Then I would stop. Then I'd go eat some like fast food. And this is the routine.
Okay.
So when you're saying some breath work and stretching like is foreign to some people, I feel like most people's routine is pretty like probably not super similar to mine, but it's definitely not similar to like what you're talking about.
Yep. Yep.
So there's a lot of improvements that could be made, I think, in a lot of people.
Okay.
Maybe a ciggy here or there. No, I'm kidding.
That's completely fine. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, but like it's not great for longevity. Like I love riding. The one thing I love the most is riding.
Okay, then. Okay, you've identified that.
Yeah.
So then like if you have a goal that like if you have something you love so much, then obviously you're going to do anything that you can to like nurture it, right?
Yeah.
So this is it.
But also like I never ran into a bunch of problems either. Like I never like got super injured. Like I had a shoulder thing, but like it's whatever. But like I never really felt the need to do like a warm up. Like I get so excited when I get to the cable, I just go ride, or go to the boat, I just go ride. Like I don't.
That hurts me.
I skip over everything. I know. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's like I also never rode to the level and pushed anything to the level that like top athletes do. So like I never ran into that shit. So
yeah, and so I guess it depends where that level is, like that I was talking about, like where you what the expectation you set yourself at. Like if you're gonna go off the dock and just start sending double flips, like and a lot of the time I do that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but also it depends like when you are, because you love it so much, and like imagine if it got taken away from you, it would suck.
I know that's where you're kind of like, I'm getting older and I'm maturing and realizing like it could.
And like I want to be wakeboarding when I'm 80 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
And okay, great. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. True. Okay. I mean, dude, I'm definitely like coming around to this whole idea, because like I was just like talking to other people who are getting older, and they're like, yeah, man, like it's a little different than it used to be, like physically, you know, like, and I don't feel any different right now, really physically, but like at some point it's gonna happen. The body gets older, like it becomes harder.
Yep.
So you have to take care of it more. So, yeah, I think this is all really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we're touching on a lot of this health stuff, a lot of this pre-ride routine, all this stuff. Like, but how did you get into this shit? Because like, not a lot of people are into it. So like, why are you so into it, and how'd you get so into it?
So, obviously through my own injuries, but also, like, I grew up doing homeschool, and all my friends were way older than me, and which is awesome. Like, I had the best community growing up in the sense that all of my friends, they were like older than me, and they kind of nurtured me as like a little bro, you know, and they were like trying to give me all the little golden nuggets of everything they learnt, and trying to like give that to me. And so, and I'm talking like at least like let's say I was like 14, my friends are 30, you know, and like even like riding with Mitch Langfield, I'm not calling you old, bro, but just
Bro, he's got to be kind of old now.
no, dude, he's not.
How old is he?
He's like 32.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I take that back.
And even seeing Mitch, like not really, like I got to ride with Mitch a little bit when I was growing up, but not that much. He had a pretty severe back thing going on. And like same with Jacob, had the thing with his hips. Like all of my friends, they were older. So like they, like you said, like there's only a kind of a, if you don't look after your body, like you're going to hit a wall at some point. And like I saw it firsthand, like my friends are getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like went through it with them in a way. Like, so I guess why, I guess like, yeah, I saw them go through it, and it's like, when you have your friends that are helping you, because it's not like it wasn't a normal relationship. Like very clearly my friends were mentoring me. And when your mentors go through hardship, that's like so heartbreaking. You just want to do anything you can to, it's like imagine Mr. Miyagi, you know, like you want to help Mr. Miyagi out. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say.
So that's how you got, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people would be curious on why you got into it too. So, all right, I think it's time we pivot and we dive into the LF and Wheel of Questions presented by Liquid Force.
The LF'n Wheel of Questions.
Okay, let's go.
So Liquid Force likes to make wakeboarding fun, so we're going to make this podcast a little bit more fun by spinning the LF and Wheel of Questions. It is behind you, so if you want to go ahead and reach up there, grab it down, put it on the table down here, and give it a spin. Should pop off there, yeah, pretty easy. So yeah, go ahead and set that right there.
Yeah. Oh.
Perfect.
Okay.
And give her a big spin, and we'll see what we land on. Oh, that's a very big spin. Steal a trick.
Steal a trick.
Yep.
So, what do you mean?
You can kind of go whatever direction you want in this, but you can steal a trick from a rider, and they no longer have that trick, and you now have it. So, you can take whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Probably the big air rally from Sean Murray.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not saying I could do it, but like if magically I would be able to do any trick, that would be it. That would be super cool.
Behind the boat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would not have guessed that at all. I thought you'd go like something from Trent, something from Gav, something
Dude,
out of Liam.
He's just flying, man. Just soaring.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's valid. Okay. Super core too, like you said. All right, we got an LF and wild card from the crew at Liquid Force, and they're wondering, who is your favorite and most inspiring Aussie rider of all time? So I guess that could be two different riders, or it could be the same. But favorite and most inspiring.
Oh, okay. Favorite and most.
I would probably go two if I were to answer the question, but you can go.
Favorite, most inspiring.
Yeah. Aussie.
James Windsor has to be most inspiring.
Okay.
Absolutely. Bloody legend, man. And favorite? Bentley Bland.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was you got him quick. I love it. All right.
Dude, this kid, Bentley, seriously, I've known him since he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he'd come down to the park, and he was just a little rat bag. But he would all he would do is send Rayleighs, like all day, every day, never land them.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was like I think he's still the youngest kid to do a Rayleigh, like 6 years old at the freaking full-size cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, man. Anyway.
Damn.
One time he had a goal to just do a Rayleigh off of every single feature.
I kind of love that goal.
Yeah, right. Like I'm talking like little flat bars, and
Yeah.
like everything was pretty sick.
Yeah. And the kid loved the Rayleigh.
But also like Chriso, so influential.
Yeah.
Like honestly, a lot of the stuff that I do now would be like leaning towards what Chriso and Mitch like tweaking grabs and whatnot. Obviously, goes without saying. So like that's kind of the foundation for a lot of my writing, and then these are just yeah.
Those, I mean, Chris O and Mitch are two. They're just like, all right, yeah.
They are core lords, man.
Yeah, but they are, I mean, fucking rippers, though.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely
insane. So, all right, we go put the LF'n wheel questions back. So thank you to Liquid Force for that. I think we dive into setup a little bit. So what are you riding at Worlds? What was your setup? Board, boots? What do we got? What are you riding?
Do you want to know the real answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
what you want? I want a fake answer? What's going on?
no. I have a one of a kind wakeboard.
Okay.
It's the Liquid Force 150 Apex, but I've done some pretty major repairs on it, and I can say that with confidence because you can get a lot out of a wakeboard. If you think your wakeboard's gone, you can there's more in it than you think.
There's always more left, unless
Always.
it's broken in half.
Well, even so, I was thinking the other day, you could probably do like open the board up and then do some kind of fiberglassing job. You could probably still, maybe one day I'll try that.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, like the whole nose of my board has been reconstructed. It's something that I'm protesting.
Yeah.
No, not really. But so there's like it's a bit thicker on one end than the other, and it's kind of a bit asymmetrical too.
Oh, is this why you're going to talk about swing weight? Is this what you were leaning into?
Yeah, can you remind me what that is?
They say that like the swing weight of a board is the weight of which you spin. So like let's say you do a 360 with a really heavy board or with a lot of swing weight. They'll be like, well, if you get on this board with less swing weight, you can do a 540.
Yeah, so my swing weight is 8. Like, so the nose is probably 2 kilos heavier than the tail.
Okay.
With the amount of steel epoxy that I've got in there. So I think it makes me spin faster because, like, if you think of a spinning top that has like a bit more of like an oblong spinning top, it's going to spin off axis and it's going to go in a better direction. So, yes. I actually described my wakeboard as the Titanic. That's what I was telling Lockie when I was first gluing it up.
You know the Titanic sunk and went to the bottom, and then it was like took them a long time to find it, and a lot of people died.
Yes, but it's still indestructible. I'd like to think that the Titanic.
Wait. But the Titanic, I thought, was destructed, or it was said it was indestructible. It was the unsinkable ship, and then it.
Yeah, but they didn't have the chance to fix it up.
It all happened fast.
Yes, that's right.
It all happened. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I think your board is more like the Boston Whaler.
Okay.
Are you familiar with these boats?
No.
They're unsinkable. You can't sink a Boston Whaler. They did a video where they just chopped the boat in half and then they just kept driving it. But you can fix them. You can't sink a Boston Whaler. But I think Titanic sounds a little bit cooler.
You can't break a Liquid Force Apex.
But you can fix it.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
So I guess you can't break it. Yeah,
it's indestructible.
So how long are you going to keep riding this thing for? Or are you going to keep it around forever?
No, probably until the 2026 season. Then I'll, swap it out for a new one.
Yeah.
Like with confidence, if there wasn't a new board coming out next year, I'd keep that 2025 Apex till I was 80 years old.
What kind of boots we got on? What kind of boots we rocking?
The arrows.
Yeah.
Love them. Yeah, love them. There's just something about the classic boot. Like, you just can't beat the classic, Like, just the 2 laces. You feel locked in.
Great boot.
Great boot.
I also rock those.
Yep. I was riding a rental board not long ago, the one with sandals, and I sprained my ankle. So it's very important to be locked in with your boots.
I could have told you that was going to happen. How many stickers you got in your helmet? I need a count.
It would be close to about 450.
450.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. There's a lot on there. And
There is.
Yeah, each one has a bit of a story. So, yeah, so I have fruit stickers on my helmet. I eat a lot of fruit. I bloody love fruit. And when you get fruit from the grocery store, like, you peel the sticker off the fruit, and my mum, like, it would drive her crazy whenever I'd leave it around the house, and it would turn into this running joke. So for like 2 years, she like saved them up and then did this beautiful art on my helmet. So I've actually had really wacky helmets since I was a kid. Like, yeah, right.
The one you had at Action was
dude,
crazy.
I had like a spray painted and dinosaur helmet, right?
Yep.
At Action.
Yep, that was a wild one.
It's pretty sick. The first helmet I ever had had bullets all over it and was like a bucket hat. It was like it looked like I
Like
was
a
in
war one.
Yeah. And then when I went to Bali for plastics, I found a helmet on the side of the road that was like a moped helmet and had the goggles. Yeah,
I remember this one.
that was sick, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so from this conversation, if there's anyone out there that needs some repairs on their board or needs some helmet designs, please hit me up. I will do it for free.
Do it for free.
Yeah.
So, you kind of just skipped over. You were leaving these stickers around the house. You just sticking them on the wall and shit?
Mainly, like on like the toaster or like on the fridge, you know. And yeah, pretty rogue. I know, terrible. I know. I'm so immature. And then my mum saved them all up, and then she freaking stole a helmet from the wake park just to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's criminal.
absolutely.
What's the best cable in Australia?
WWA Wake Park, best cable in the world.
Okay. Easy there. How sick was it riding at Black Spot?
Oh,
And what's going on? If you know, I don't know if you know, but I feel like I don't know, and I want to know.
Super cool. But the core's moved, okay? The core has moved, and now it's at Wake Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, newest 2.0 in Australia, run by Kyle Marks and Mia Marks. She's competing right now. She's probably on the water right now at the Worlds.
On boat.
No, she's a young little ripper that used to ride out at Bly Bly, and then her parents built a 2.0 in their backyard, and it is awesome vibe. So we've been talking about doing some gum tree rails, making some eucalyptus tree featured.
Wow.
And whatnot. Yeah, but Black Spot, super sick, right? Like, that was such a cool thing to be a part of, because it was like a place that I would just go and hang out with my friends all day long. And like, we would go wakeboarding and just hang out, and you could do literally whatever you wanted there, provided that you didn't do something like too stupid. Like, one time our boy was riding there, and he just decided to, like, there was this Black Spot kind of looks like a bit crazy. Like, you don't, unless you're like really paying attention, you don't really know what you can hit on a wakeboard and what is just
that seems like an accurate description from someone who's just seen videos.
Yeah, and so like our boy just rocked up, and then he hits this handrail that there's like literally no water on the other end, like it's just dirt, and it just hits it, and then just hits the freaking dirt, man. So bad, just got destroyed. But like a lot of really cool things came out of Black Spot, like the landing, the air landing ramp, and then the quarter pipe to the inflatable landing ramp. Like, yeah, very, very cool. And I'm going to leave it at that because, yeah, no.
Sick. I think it's time we dive into the Slingshot Silhouette Challenge.
But between me and you,
yeah,
Black Spot's not done.
I got to cut that out, right?
I could just say, don't know what's happening at Black Spot, but
Okay. Noted. All right. I think it's time we dive into the Slingshot Silhouette Challenge presented by Slingshot. So this is a photo of a rider, and for the viewers, it will be on the screen right now, and they are blacked out, so you can't see who it is, but you can see all the context of everything around it.
Yeah.
And you have to guess who this rider is. It doesn't have to be a Slingshot rider. It's anybody. So that should...
Is it not Bretton Priestley?
Yes, it is Brendan Priestley.
So do I win? Do I
You do win.
Yes.
You kind of had to get that one. If you didn't get that one, that would have been bad. So this is the photo of Brendan on the fence down rail with the pool at the beginning. All time mental clip.
Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, that's your fellow Aussie right there.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, just looking at this,
Right.
so cool.
Big time core. How core would you say you are? Core score yourself, 1 to 10.
Yeah. Trick question. You cannot give yourself your own core score.
Fuck, that's a core answer. That bumps up your core score. Thank you to Slingshot for that segment, by the way. So, all right. Speaking of core, let's talk the length of the rope.
Yes. This is a super core topic.
Yes, it is. So, I guess we can go a lot of different directions, and I'm not sure where to start, but we could just start with saying, do NBDs count if the rope is really short?
Absolutely.
How short is too short? Where's the threshold?
There's no threshold. Because, okay, so like look at this from I'm very glad that I had some time off from the sport, like because of my situation. And so I can kind of look at everything from an outside perspective. And it's like, who gives a crap, man, as long as you're having fun? Like genuinely. So where was the line first ever drawn? Like, let's say for a rope length. Who decided that there was a rope length for wakeboarding?
Probably Bruno Eriksson, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Or behind the boat. I don't know.
Yeah. But like, let's say behind the boat, for instance.
Yeah.
You can like literally, like, it's very easy just to change the rope length.
Yeah.
So I guess at some point when you start to become super, super core and like start doing lots of contests, then you get really fixated on how there's a right or wrong way to wakeboard. But then you like actually think of it like logically. You're like, whoa, what is it that we're doing? You know? So the tricks that I've done on a short rope are kind of only possible to do on a short rope. And like, that's just what they are. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it because, and that's how they should be. Like, if you ride, like everywhere that you ride should be different. Like, and this comes back to the conversation about Worlds. People are really complaining, I overheard, about how like the ropes need to be longer or like the features need to be further in, like they're too far out. But it's like, wow, great idea. Let's make every single wake park in the world the same.
I'm on board with this take for sure. I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's do tricks that are different to one another just because in that moment you can. Like if I tie a short rope, I'm not going to go do a back 10 because that's going to be really hard to pass the handle. But I am going to go do a double back roll off the water because that's easy. Like you kind of have to make do with what you have and have a good time. I love riding short rope so much. It's what really kept me in wakeboarding when I was super young. We had a Go Ride 2.0 system, which was very good for air tricks. And my friends and I would just come on the weekends just so that we could ride like the 2-hour gap. And we'd tie ridiculously short ropes. And like we'd do just rope swings, and then we'd like there's a clip of me where I've got like, what's this called when you like wrapped up like this, and I went around the corner on the 2.0 and I went around 7 times before I hit the water. Just like kept going.
Getting dizzy out there.
Yeah, but like having so much fun. And
Yeah.
like this whole journey of mine is like reconnecting with the childhood self, like reconnecting with the reason why I went wakeboarding. And it's like not to fit into some kind of contest mold. It's just to muck around and like see what's possible, because like isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Right.
Point is to have fun. And I will say there are no rules to a sport. I mean, a sport like this.
Exactly.
There,
Sport like
you know,
this.
football or whatever, there's rules to it.
Yeah. And like I embrace that.
I do too. I think it can be a slippery slope though. Like, let's say if you butt check a trick, does that count as a land?
Absolutely.
See, you're wrong.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's a pretty textbook definition though. So that's where I feel like the slippery slope can be like.
I'm just thinking.
Like, it's not trick skiing.
I know. I'm just thinking of the grommet.
It's not jump skiing.
But there's so many ways to look at this. I'm just thinking of the grommet who's landed their first tantrum and they butt check it.
He didn't land it.
No, he absolutely did. He's going to go home.
He rode away, but he didn't land it.
He's going to go home to his parents that night, and he's going to be absolutely exuberating with joy because he did a backflip and didn't die.
And that's great, but like, does that mean we should lie to the kid and tell him he landed it?
But he did land it.
That'd be like saying if the kid threw the ball up towards the hoop and it hit the rim but bounced out, you told him he made it. He didn't make it. You're going to lie to the kid.
Yeah, but he like went off the kicker and like did a full rotation around his head, like did the 360 rotation.
Yeah.
And then like kept riding after that.
That's sick.
Yeah.
But he still didn't land it yet. And so we can't lie to the kid at a young age and then he gets...
Okay, sorry. I should have asked you what your definition of the landing is. Because clearly we're talking about the same thing, but just... Well, no, we're talking about two different things. Yeah, I think.
You're talking about riding away. I'm talking about landing it. If, in my opinion, if you like do a massive butt check in a contest, that is 0 points. That's, I guess, my definition of the land.
Right. I'm totally the wrong person to ask this question. And like,
well, I'm curious your thoughts. Like, I think we just have differing opinions, and I think that's an interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So,
because I get where you're coming from with the kids getting hyped. Because I totally agree. If the kid does the flip, lands on his butt, rides away, and everybody is like, "Well, he didn't land it," the kid's gonna be like, "Well, this part fucking sucks."
Yeah, yeah.
But I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. I think you hype the kid up, like, "Yeah, you committed to it. That was so sick. Like, you rode away. Like, let's keep going. Like, till we get it like clean." Because getting it clean, feels a hell of a lot better than getting it sloppy. Everybody knows that because that's the goal, is to get it clean. So you can look back on it and feel good about it. Like, if I land a butt check trick, I'm not going to look back on it and feel good. And I think a lot of people are like that.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
So it's just like, yeah, I guess it's like a balance of
finding the line,
approaching, and how you approach like kids and stuff. Like, it's a totally different situation too, I think. Like, you don't need to give the kid shit for...
Yeah, like, because honestly, it's like quite embedded in myself. So it's good to talk about it, because for me, if I did a butt check trick, you're right, like immediately I'd just go and try and land it without butt checking, without even thinking about it.
Yeah. And so it's not like, I think it can be looked at as a positive thing of like, let's keep working until you feel good about it. Because I don't think people are going to feel good about like butt checking stuff. So I'm just curious. I was curious on that. Or we can just shorten up their rope and they'll land it first try.
Well, yeah, there's many ways to look at it, because it's like, if also, like for me, sometimes, and like I feel like a lot of people would be in the same boat, where it's like, some tricks I try, I'm so scared to try that I'm like, I don't know if this is worth it to, like, let's say I land a trick and I am just I'm like just in the survival state, and I'm just like so glad that it's over, even if it's a bit butt checked. I know it's a terrible place to be, right? But I guess for a contest, let's say the double Hinterberger, right?
Yeah.
I was so scared to do that.
Well, it'd be sick though. Like,
yeah. And I'm glad that I stomped it clean. But man, I would have been stoked even if I butt checked that. Just because mentally I was very scared to try it, and just to get over that fear to try it. And I guess this comes back to what you want to get out of the trick.
100%.
Yeah, because like sometimes let's say you're trying your first double flip, all you care about is just getting over your head and like surviving, right? And then maybe you try it a bunch more, and then all of a sudden now the goal changed, and now you're determined to land it clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's a mix between defining what your goal is, to like what stage you're at for that trick, what stage you're at for like where your body's at. If you actually are in a position where you can keep trying it until you get it clean, because there's a difference between like getting it and then like if you're in a position where you can like mentally, yeah, because it's so rewarding if you overcome that mental battle and land it. You're right, it is extremely rewarding, and a lot of the time I find I'm chasing that, and sometimes like I'm glad that I actually, you know what? No, I have something to say to you. So I have a question for you.
Okay, here we go.
If you had, this is because this is connected to what you were asking me. If you had 5 laps left, like you literally in your wakeboarding career,
Oh boy.
you just had 5 laps, and you can do one tomorrow, one in 1 year, another one in 5 years. Like, how would you do that? And
Well, I'm finding the biggest skate park in the world. First off.
That sparked my brain.
Okay,
I was
so where do you want me? Like, what do you mean?
If you had 5 laps, it's like you would not be caring about if you, like, I guess my perspective on the whole landing something clean and not landing and butt checking.
Yeah.
Is that like, if you're lucky enough to try it again, then fuck, go for it, you know. But sometimes it just doesn't happen, right? So that makes me ask you the question, like, if you had 5, like, how would you spend your last 5 laps? Because I know you wouldn't be caring about a butt check if you only had 5 laps. If you're that present, would you care about?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't try anything where I would even remotely come close to a butt check. Like, I wouldn't be trying tricks if I had 5 laps left.
Okay, but do you see the like how that's funny? Because you don't really know how many laps you have. Let's say
You could only have 1 lap left for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. So if you live that way,
Yeah.
like, is that a good way to live? Because like you said, you wouldn't try anything, right? So,
Yeah.
So if you're being so, why the heck do I go and try a double backflip? Like, if I know that I have one last lap, if I don't know how many laps I have left, then why would I try something that's extremely strenuous? Because, I don't know. You get what I'm
I
saying?
get what you're saying, and I think like where I'm picking up is I like am drawing from a situation I had where I was like trying a switchback lip from a bump to like a high bar, and to me that like it was right at the perfect level of like, all right, you need to commit to this. Like, you have the skills to do this switchback lip, like you can get it done. You have to commit to it. Like, I did the stepping stones, like switchboard slide, switchback 50, and then I did switchback lip, but I never got it good. Like, I never felt good about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still could celebrate the fact that I was like, all right, I went in with something that was at like higher end of my skill level, and I celebrated the fact that I tried it, but I never went to the point where I celebrated the fact that I landed it to my own level of like where I know I could. And so I think that's like the big differing factor. So it's like, if I were to film it, I wouldn't post it. I wouldn't do anything about it.
Do you remember when we talked about, like, at the start, when we talked about being a perfectionist?
Yeah.
And what was the quote? I really liked your.
Oh, it was don't ignore. Fuck, what was it?
Yeah, no, don't ignore something in the process.
Don't ignore greatness in the seek of perfection. I think that was it. Yeah. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be great. Okay? And if I'm landing on my butt or something, it's not great. It's just bleh. But I think the takeaway from me, now that we talked about this, is like definitely celebrate trying something.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying a double flip and you're a kid and you land on your butt, like, don't be so bummed that you didn't land it. Be stoked that you tried it, and then like keep going to get it.
Yeah, be grateful that you got the opportunity to try it.
100%,
and
yeah.
be grateful that if you are in a position where you just try it, like you're in a battle, like you should, and let's say you don't even get it, like be grateful that you could even take those laps.
Yeah. And like, obviously it might take you a couple of minutes to like come down from like being not stoked that you didn't land it, but like, I don't know, after you reflect on it and be like, okay, that was like sick. I was able to do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
And it's amazing having these conversations because, like, the lessons that wakeboarding has taught me is extremely powerful. And, like, there's something very noble about sticking with a path. Like, doesn't really matter what it is. You could be cooking, you could be playing tennis, but you're going to find something about yourself, find something out about yourself, and you're going to like reach a certain level of insight just by doing, by just getting out there. So stick through it, through the highs and lows.
Yeah.
But also, before we move on, how would you spend your 5 laps?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess what's like the perfect, because this is actually a really good like thought experiment, but like, do I pick the park? Like, do I pick the setup? Do I pick the people I'm with? Like, is it like a no budget basically like lap? Or is it just at the home cable? that you live by.
No, it's in the situation that you're in now. So like, but also if you only have 5 laps, then budget, and you love it this much, budget probably wouldn't.
That's true. Yeah, you'd make those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question, man. I don't know. I maybe just save them forever.
Really?
I don't know. Like I would probably ride the 4 and then keep the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where would you ride? Like,
I mean, the 1 would definitely be at Action with all the homies. No, it'd probably be 2 because I definitely come around Motor Tower and I just ride right through and be like, fuck, okay, I guess I just burn lap 2. Like I might as well finish it out. Even though it's such a tiny cable, like I wouldn't be getting much
that
riding.
was probably not the best.
One at Valdosta for sure. That would
Yeah.
be a great spot. And then I don't know, maybe one at like CWC because I liked it there. And then I'd pocket the 5th.
Wow, that's so wise of you. See, I'd just burn them all right away.
You would burn all 5 right
yeah,
away.
and I wouldn't change anything about how I ride.
See, but like I could also see myself like just getting out on the water
Yeah.
on lap 1 and be like, okay, I'm burning all 5 right now. Like
yeah.
I'm not gonna let go voluntarily. I'm having a good time. So
Yeah, that's it. But that's how I try and wakeboard now with that in mind. Because I'm like, wow, this lap could be my last. And it's like, you kind of have to accept that.
yeah, there's a balance though, right? Because like the lap 99.9999% chance isn't gonna be your last. So you can't really live in the whole fear of like, could be my last lap. I like only want to do X, Y, and Z.
Like you said, there's a balance between like being so extremely present, but also like if you were to have infinite laps,
yeah,
then how, like you have to have that both in mind. Like it could be my last, and also what if I did this forever? I'm talking
go till 80. Yeah,
No, I'm talking past that. Let's say you have your youth, but forever. Like, what would I do then? You know, and if you have those things in mind, it's like, then you're going to make a very informed decision.
yeah, yeah. That's a good kind of balance to like think about for sure. I think. Interesting. Where is Connor Lawton these days? What's he doing?
He's in Indonesia right now. He's in Lombok for his bachelor party.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, man. He's getting married.
Does he wakeboard still or no?
Absolutely. He lives like down the road from the cable.
Okay, well, I like watching Connor ride. Want to see some clips or something? Okay.
Yeah, right. I grew up riding with Connor. We came to Thailand. I think he was 14. Oh, I was 14. He must have been 16. And that's when actually we started bonding a lot. Like, yeah, he's a really fun person to ride with. Yeah, yeah.
He's sick. All right, we got a Patreon question from Garrett Cortez. And we kind of touched on it earlier, but he says, your riding is super unique. Who influenced you the most as a Grom, and who influences you most now? Damn. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, 1, 2.
So who influenced me most as a Grom?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It has to be Craig O'Meara. So he's an air trick lord. Like, I'm just thinking, like, that was probably, he was around blah, blah. There was just this point in his life where he just came back to riding. So he's a bit of an old dog, and he just sends toe side double S-bend to blind. Like, and I'm pretty sure he can do it both inside and outside of the cable at blah, blah. Like, madman, right?
Yeah.
And he would ride the, I think it's called the trip or the witness grind. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He'd ride the witness grind on the park. And like, there was one point where he was just like calling up every cable, like trying to find these boards. Yeah, man.
He's that guy where he's like, I found the board.
Yeah.
I just want this board.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, obviously you see he's a sender. Like, yeah. But he, like, Blah Blah has such a core culture of not just wakeboarding, but lifestyle too, in the sense, like, I would see Lighty, that's his nickname, I would see him like down at the local river, like fishing for food, and then he'd cook that up on the barbecue, and then he'd come down on his pushy, and then like rock up to the cable, do his toe side double S-bend, and then like, and then leave, and then go to the beach and go for a surf. Like, and that's what it is like back home. Like, that's why I think Blah Blah is the best wake park in the world, because it has that vibe to it. It's like a lot of parks are like in the middle of nowhere, in this, like around the world. They're kind of like, they've kind of built this paradise, and that's really cool. Like that exists for a reason. But then like Blah Blah, it's like so like the energy around the Sunshine Coast for board sports is just really high. Like you go down, you have pro surfers, you have pro skaters. Now that you have wakeboarders, and like everyone kind of like integrates. So you go down to Bly, and it's like you have like a local comp, and then like all the surf boys are there, and it's like it's so cool. Just like that, like you look at Joey's influence, you know, like, and Joey's been influenced by the Sunshine Coast hardcore, man. Like, and it's so cool to see.
How far from the beach is it?
5 minutes.
No shit. I had no idea.
Probably actually a bit quicker. Like that's
Okay, so you really can.
So like when I was a kid, I would like ride, and I do this with Bentley too. Like I said, like we'd kayak to the wake park that one time, and like you'd go wakeboarding, and like you'd ride your pushy, and then you'd go for a surf, and like there was this local the local beach down the road from Blah. There's a tree that everyone, and like around the area is full of wakeboarders. Like in the sense like Brendan and Luke Wolf, they were like Brendan Wolf was like world champion back in the day, and he still lives like just down the road from Blah. Craig O'Meara's brother Dave is like managing the cable side of things at Bly, and like all the old dogs are still around, and it's like if they're not riding, they're surfing. So you, like everyone is connected.
Sick.
Yeah, man, it's a cool vibe.
Okay, Bly's going up in the power rankings right now. Like I can see why. I can see what's going on.
Core score is super high. But what was the second question?
Influenced you now.
Oh, influenced me now?
Yeah.
Josh Twelka, the GOAT, man.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not who I would expect you to say.
Yeah, really.
Sick.
Yeah, he's doing some, like some of the tricks that you've got the Scumline poster right there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like literally in that video specifically, like some of the tricks he has done is like mind blowing, and it's just like, anyway, that really.
If you like grabbing and poking and tweaking, then it's that's one of the guys.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the guys.
Yeah,
if not the guy. All right, I think before we wrap this up, we touch on like the future. So you're here in Florida, probably for not too much longer, I would imagine. What's going on in the near term, and then kind of what's the long term of Mikayo Mundy and his return to greatness? Just like Courtney Angus also did a big return this year, 2 Aussies, getting back on the scene.
Yeah. So me and pushing all this mindfulness, body conditioning work is like number one driving factor in my life, where I love it so much that I'm doing it anyway. And I'm like, well, if I'm doing it, maybe I'll just turn the camera on and like you guys can join in with me, because I'm going to do it more if I'm in a community. Like if I have like people that want, like people message me all the time. They're like, what stretches do I need to do? And so if I get that feedback, then I'm going to do it more myself. And then I'm a really happy person. If the more I can look after myself, the better. Like this stuff, it's helping your friends, but it's also like helping yourself. Like that's why what I say, like everyone needs to do this together, because it's like the work that you do internally makes you a better person, and then you can then help your friends up, and there's no better feeling in the world. So the next steps for Mikayo Mundy is to spread the love, because I'm just coming out with my story now, and I'm not stopping here. I want to reach every single cable park in the world, and I want to help push this new wave of wellness in wakeboarding and bring everyone together through healthy, conscious decisions.
Okay. I like that. I feel like a good path. What gets you stoked on wakeboarding right now? Besides bringing the whole wellness and all that into it, like wakeboarding itself. Is it the fact that you're training to beat Trent? Like, what's the deal? Like, and also, like, how are you doing with that training situation of beating Trent? Like, are you feeling good about it? Roll to blind, like, wasn't even close, or double roll to blinds? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, so definitely Trent looked really nervous at Worlds, even though he wasn't riding, but he could see the level of riding that I'm putting in.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that actually links up to why stokes the fire for me for wakeboarding. And it's all my friends. Like, genuinely, it is. Like, to make yeah, to like take the piss with people and like just have fun, you know, like
Yeah.
That's why I do it, honestly. Like it's a bloody good time to have friends that you can muck around with. And it's like when you find your community, then you want to be in it as much as possible. So this is like my little, what I'm trying to do is like help my community as much as I can, because the community's helped me tenfold.
Yeah. 100%. I think we need a little bit more of like the banter of like, this is day one of training to beat Trent Stuckey. We need some more shit like that.
You bloody oath.
It's like good. Yeah, like it's entertaining. Like, and it doesn't have to be serious, but like it's funny. Like just, I think it's funny. And
yeah, because, and that's the whole point. Like, yeah, when did everyone get so serious, man? Like,
yeah. I don't know. It happened quick though, and I feel like I got real serious, and now we got 8 people at Worlds, and like, that ain't really going that great. So yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up? I mean, I think this was a great chat we had.
No, I cannot stress enough. Like, thank you very much for having me. It's good to be here in the United States. I hope to be back soon. I will be back in January, actually. So,
really? For what?
Well, to
January.
Have my redemption here. Yeah.
What's going on in January?
I want to ride Shark Wake Park again so bad because I'm a bit bunged up with the shoulder and the ankle. So, yeah. And I've always wanted to ride a park like this, like with really good tension and like the DG walls. You know, I want to come back and do some more. So, yeah, I'm not done there. But what was it? What did you say again? How to wrap up?
I mean, just anything you want to touch on. I mean, also kind of future too, like anything else you got going on. Obviously, come back in January, get redemption on the wall. Not even redemption, you got the wall.
Yeah,
you just want more of the wall.
I want more.
You just want more of the wall.
I ain't fucking leaving. Yeah, no, and yeah, so just really can't stress enough. I'm just sharing my story on this journey. So for those of you out here that like also have the same vision as me with like kind of leveling everyone up for this new wave of wakeboarding, then jump on board, send me a message, and yeah, let's do something together. Like if you're somebody who is in the wellness world, then please reach out to me so that I can make sure that your information gets out to all these guys. Like, let's make it happen.
Keep building it.
Keep building it, because it's not just me. I can't stress that enough. It's like everyone's in this together.
Yeah.
One team, one dream.
I don't know that. What's that from?
Oh, it's a thing we have back home at Blah Blah.
I was like, oh, should I know this? Like, I don't know
you should know this, man.
Well, I know it now. Best cable in the world, apparently. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. This was a blast. I was super stoked to sit down with you. It was, I think, kind of sick that like when I started wakeboarding, you were there, even though you were just a kid, like a tiny little kid. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It means a lot. So thanks everybody on the Patreon as well. Your guys' support is what keeps this podcast going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time.